Welcome to the Weekends Over podcast. I
We
know,
we fired everybody. It's just us now.
yeah, after Taylor's TikTok, he's said that no one else is allowed to be on the podcast. He's the only one that can be on here besides me. So,
I'm the only one that gets comments.
yeah, obviously not from his beach house,
Well, technically, it's
technically.
my it's just nobody watched this that did that, but I was kidding. Obviously, yes, it is my family beach house, but I was just being funny.
Um, yeah, the other boys are not going to make it. Max might be able to slide by. Josh said he for sure can't, and then even possibly Jonathan. But we will believe it when we see it with
I those odds have to be like plus
plus a
three
thousand,
3,000.
3,000.
Maxes are plus 1,000.
Yeah. So we're just gonna go ahead and get into it. Taylor, tell us what happened last week. Tell us why
Well,
Auburn lost.
oh, you don't want me to do records real quick before I?
Oh yeah, no, do record.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we had a pretty mediocre records week minus Max. Let me pull up my doc real quick. But just on the surface, uh, I'm sorry, me. I went 5-7. That's me, Taylor. I went 5-7. Josh and Alex went 6-6, and Max once again won the week at 8-4. And yeah, so
Starting to take a lead on us.
yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, this is kind of weird. My table thing is my records. We're having technical difficulties on the weekends over right now with the document, so I can't really pull it up. But I do know that we went like 25-23 as a group this week. So I think
Didn't
that's
lose money.
I think 132-99 now. That's what I remember. Sneaks and locks wise, we went like 1-3 on locks. Alex was the only one that hit, and then Max hit his sneak, and Alex hit a sneak. Of course, he went 2-0, and me and Josh both hit our sneaks. I went 0-2. So that's 11-6 on locks, and I believe 8-9 on sneaks. So
I did not hit my sneak, Taylor. I went 1-1.
you went 1-1. Okay. So ooh, okay. I think we might be 7-10. It,
UNC did not cover.
yeah. Well, that's a little technical. Yeah, sorry about that. 7-10 and sneaks. So honestly, not a great betting week for the Weekends Over podcast. But we did get some TikTok views.
We did. Thank you for that, Taylor.
We have somebody also saying he's gonna fade Josh now on lunchtime lines, I think.
That would also be good
So
for them to make some money.
um yeah. And I would like to say a clarification defending our podcast. Josh doesn't give out locks on lunchtime lines. He gives out his bets that he likes you to take. Now me, when I give you one, it's the lock I use on the podcast normally. So you fade me, but you don't have to fade Josh.
Josh is throwing those out there just because he thinks they could hit, which,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just
Um,
clarifying on that. But anyways, that's all I got on records.
yeah, I mean, we'll just go ahead and go straight into the Auburn game, Taylor. I watched it, and a lot of people. Obviously, I'll let you go to the end and end it off. But first,
Hmm.
I mean, the reason y'all lost was y'all's offensive line. 10 sacks is horrendous, and let me go, and you can say whatever you want to say after. But I didn't think Jackson Arnold was that bad. I mean, he missed some big throws. He missed a touchdown pass. He 100% did. But I mean, 10 sacks. Obviously, some of them he was staying in the pocket or just not throwing it away when he could have. But you don't get 10 sacks if the offensive line isn't getting beat up. And y'all had a couple people injured. But y'all's defense played fine. Obviously, the that was a fumble. It should have been a fumble. And then I did go back and look at the play, and even the SEC said that they are not allowed to do that where they scored. So that's tough. But I mean, y'all lost because y'all's offensive line was bad. Um, go ahead. Oh well, Cam Coleman looked great. Singleton played good. But yeah, go ahead.
Well, so sure on the offensive line thing, but I'd actually argue we lost the game in special teams. Um, we had bad field position, and also that on that one touchdown that shouldn't count, they had the ball down there because our punter fell down trying to punt the ball. But I don't even want to say, like, I'm not even going to argue about it being a fumble. It's just more or less that, like, if they would have not called that a fumble on the field, then I'd have been completely fine with them not calling it a fumble. I just don't understand how they can overturn that.
Yeah.
Is my point. That one is like now the rule like that one is straightforward. Like it's not as straightforward as the decisive or the deceiving thing. I mean, that's straight up in the rule book. And the worst part is Oklahoma went over to the rest before the game and said, "Can we do this?" And they said yes. It's how do you not know the rules? How do you not know the rules?
Hmm.
Um, and I thought our offensive line wasn't as bad as you said. Jackson was holding on to the ball way too long.
He
There
did.
was there was at least, I mean, listen, and it ended up being 9 sacks because they took one off, but still, holy crap. I would still say the offensive line probably gave up 4 or 5 sacks, but it was probably all our right tackle. Mason Murphy didn't have a great game. Um, but one of the sacks he gave up, I think I counted to 5 seconds. It's not too long. Jackson did miss a touchdown. Cam, I don't think you didn't say this right. Cam also was responsible for one of those passes not being a touchdown. He stopped his route
Mm.
on the first one.
I'm talking about the one
Early
at the beginning of the game.
at the beginning in the game, beautiful route. No, Jackson has to underthrow that. Like you just underthrow it. And like the worst case scenario is it probably get pass interference in the end zone. So you can't miss him long there. I think Oklahoma's defense is really good. I'll give them credit. I actually like wouldn't be shocked if that's the best defense we play all year. I'm not taking a shot at anybody. They're just really good.
No, especially on the road too.
Very good at like they did something that Baylor couldn't do, which is keep Jackson from getting out of when he wanted to run. That's the other thing. About 2 or 3 of his sacks were on quarterback runs. So he lost yardage, so it's called a sack. Um, they were very good at keeping him in the like boxed up and not letting him get in the open. I think it only happened about 2 or 3 times because Baylor couldn't do that. And that's kind of how he would just keep running the ball. Um, but night and day from playing Baylor, I don't know, man. I just don't understand how that's your job and you can't get something like that right. And I mean, a couple of the pass interference calls they missed in that game just agreed. I mean, the referee's not even looking at the play; he's watching the game. He's watching the game. I don't know how they have jobs. I saw that in the Missouri Kansas game 2 weeks ago, those refs got fired from the Big 12 for not knowing a safety rule. So I don't understand how these refs still have jobs. Um, and the SEC was like, well, we're not gonna let you know what we do to them. I want to know how much you're gonna fine them. I mean, that's stupid. But Mateers, I have a hot take. I know he just broke his hand, which is not cool or whatever. But he reminds me a lot of with his feet.
Hmm.
Bo,
Oh, really?
he runs backwards a lot. He's really got a great arm, but his feet don't really. He doesn't really set his feet too much. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't, but it's really inconsistent. I wasn't as impressed with Mateer as I thought I was gonna be.
Yeah.
And you know,
I don't
they
think
were
I don't think Heisman for him. I think there's a couple of guys on my list that I would actually have over Heisman. But
he's
I
a
mean,
winner. I'll give him
good.
that.
He's still
He's a
good.
winner. He's a winner. I'll give him that. Like he went and Auburn took the lead with like 6 minutes left, and they went down there and scored. And I mean that was that. Auburn got a block in the back or a holding penalty on the kickoff and started at the 5 yard line. But man, you just the I'd almost argue like because people are going to talk about the play that shouldn't have been a touchdown. I'd argue that if they just call the fumble a fumble, and that's a bigger play, just momentum wise, starting out up 7-0 and stuff like that, and you take 3 points off the board, you automatically took it's a 10-point swing. Because like I get it. It was third and long, so I don't know how people can assume they were going to score a touchdown, but they can be like, well, they still would have got 3 points on that drive, so it's only a 4-point swing for calling that a touchdown. But just that one's a 10-point swing in a game that was a 5-point game with uh, 2.5 minutes to go. And then they got the safety late. The Weekends Over podcast struggled from that kind of. That was a bad backdoor
Yeah,
cover.
that was a rough cover.
That was a rough cover.
But
But
I mean, obviously we're gonna get into it later.
I don't know. Real, this is my last thing on Auburn. Like before we talk about them against A&M and picks, they have to go 1-2. They always had to go 1-2 in these 3 games. and then like I don't think they're a playoff team this year, but like if they were gonna be a playoff team, go 1-2 in these next three games, and then beat Missouri, beat Kentucky, beat Vanderbilt, which is gonna be hard. Don't get me wrong. Beat Mercer, and then you're 9-2 going into Alabama game. So that was always the path.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
if they beat A&M this week for like, then you don't even remember the Oklahoma game. But you just have to remember that all it takes is going to beat Georgia in 2 weeks, and your season's still saved.
Mm,
That's all I have. I mean, it's very frustrating. I mean, you can go look at my TikTok. I mean, you can tell how mad I was because I was kidding a little, but I really was mad. I mean, Alex can probably
Taylor
confirm that I did leave the group message.
Taylor was a little upset.
I might have roasted
I
a few people in the group
under
message.
I mean, understandable. Obviously, this weekend I'll probably end up getting mad if we lose like that. I don't know if I'll leave the group message mad, but let's talk about the next game, Indiana and Illinois. Let me just say, we all had Illinois covering, and holy crap, were we wrong. You know, it's funny. I kind of hinted at like I was worried about Illinois just because they didn't have a run game, and I mean they could not do anything. Indiana was their daddy the whole time, and I mean, let me give Signetti credit. I mean, I don't dislike him, but I think the guy's kind of just cocky and throws shit
Arrogant.
for no reason. And but I mean, he handled business. I'm actually still on the side that I don't think Illinois is good. Actually, I really don't. They're
Well,
gonna.
you mean Indiana? Because Illinois just proved they aren't good.
No, like, that's what I'm saying. I don't think Illinois is a good team. Actually, they struggled. Well, they beat Duke, but they didn't look impressive. They just got killed by Indiana. I think they're about to get killed by USC. And Indiana, they won by a lot, which obviously good, but we'll have to see. Like I'm still like I'm never going to be sold on them until they beat like a really good team. I'm sorry. So
I kind of agree, and I still don't think Illinois was a good team that they beat. So that, like, to your point,
no, I don't think so.
I'll be dead honest with you, game. I'm gonna let Alex talk about this all because even he can actually verify in the group message. I got a little drunk after Auburn lost, so I didn't really watch much football that night. I watched a little bit of Florida Miami, and I just like woke up the next day and turned on the ESPN app, and it saw 63-10 or whatever, and I just was like, huh? So I don't even know what happened, but it sounds like what you said. They just couldn't move the ball, nor could they get a stop. So
No, they couldn't. And one thing is funny, kind of y'all spoke about this in the group message, is Illinois is still ranked. Auburn's not ranked. That is insane to me. Illinois just got beat by 50 something points.
I guess I'm more saying like, okay, fine, don't rank Auburn, but if you're not going to rank Auburn, then don't
There's
rank
no way
Illinois.
they should be ranked still. You don't
And,
get
I
beat
mean,
by
and
50.
Notre Dame's still ranked.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I guess I honestly get Notre Dame being ranked more than I get Illinois being ranked because at least
100%.
they were competitive in their two losses.
Mhm.
Gosh, their schedule is front loaded. We'll get into that a little later, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's all I
Mhm.
have on that. That was just shocking, and I think it was one of those lines that you couldn't understand why it was, and you just have to trust Vegas. And I
Yeah,
couldn't trust
they
Vegas because
knew.
I was like 5.5. What the hell is this?
I
And
had
I
no
actually think
clue.
it went up, like kickoff. I think it had got to like a touchdown.
It was six and a half.
Yeah, so that scares you when the line doesn't drop.
Yeah, next time I have to listen to him. Next up, Miami. Obviously, they rolled over Florida. Florida's not a good team. Bad offense. Miami's a really good team as well. Um, so I'm
Miami did kind of they were in
struggled
control the
offensively.
whole game, but they kind of played with their food.
Yeah.
I mean, it was what 13-7 in the beginning of the fourth quarter, and
Mhm.
you know, Beck looked okay. Florida's defense is good. I don't think anybody's ever said Florida's defense is bad,
No,
but yeah, I don't know how long he makes it. I really don't.
he's not going to make it this season.
I mean, well, I don't know when their bye week is, but if it's right before Georgia, then or if it's right after Georgia or something like that, I mean, that might be when you do it.
Yeah, and it's just I have a buddy up here who's a Florida fan, and he was just speaking about DJ Lagway, and just he said it's just the ups and the downs with him when you see all the talent there, and then he just can never put it together. He's just like, I'd rather have somebody that at least can do something as opposed
Hmm.
to someone who might do something, like even if it's not more like someone can consistently just make some of the throws. And this
Hey,
Lagway bro, like, he might make the best throw ever, but he's gonna miss so many of them.
I mean, it's a completely different thing. He's a way more accurate passer, but this is the second quarterback it seems they've had that is just super inconsistent. Now, in like Lagway's defense, he's made some of these throws. Anthony never made any of those throws over those
Yeah.
deep balls that he could do. And you see how that worked out in the league this year. So I don't know. I mean,
The
they
fall with
have a
Florida
tough
is just,
schedule. They have a tough schedule. If they're playing an easier schedule, then they're still probably not a great team. Their defense can keep them in every game, though. I will say that. I don't anticipate them getting blown out too much. Or if it's like, it'll be more like this when they play good teams. They'll be in it for 3 quarters just because of how good their defense is. I mean, my gosh, dude, they lost to LSU by 10, and he threw 5 picks, and one of them was a pick six.
hmm the fall
Uh,
with Florida is
we don't
just
have to talk about
weird.
Iowa. I put Iowa in there because of Josh, but Josh decided he didn't want a podcast. I'm just kidding, Josh.
But yeah, Florida is just so interesting to me because they have all the talent in the world, there on their team, and for some reason, obviously, a lot of it's coaching, and they just can't get it together. So they'll eventually Florida's going to be back.
I low key want to say they have the C word problem
Was that?
culture.
Oh yeah, it definitely could be.
They don't. I'm not gonna comment on somebody's effort. I'm not saying they don't play with effort. I'm just saying like they don't play together. If that makes sense. I think they each. I think I don't ever say. I don't like saying. Maybe it's because I played high school football, which is nothing. But I don't like saying everybody doesn't play hard because I just don't think that,
I
especially in
mean,
college.
I get it.
But
I know what you're
but
saying.
I just don't think they play hard together. I think sometimes they take certain people take certain plays off, and sometimes they, so kind of a culture problem. I think they have at Florida. But
Uh,
yeah,
Next up, Clemson. I mean, none of us really spoke about this last week, but it's so funny. Max hit a bet because he put this in his bet that Syracuse would cover, and
this game wasn't even close. I watched the whole game up until Auburn played in it, and
it's
it wasn't
crazy.
even
What is
close.
happening? Like they were the number one team. So they have like obviously, like I just said before, they have all the talent in the world, but like they just can't. They just, they're just not doing it. Like I don't understand how it just. They were very good. I mean, they made the playoffs last year. They had everybody coming back. So
I was gonna say like, but going. That's kind of why in the back of my head, and we didn't talk about it like you said. I didn't like the line; it was big. If we would have bet it, I would have bet Syracuse, but I didn't think Syracuse would cover that line
mm-mm.
themselves, but or honestly win. But I thought going into that game, like Clemson's the type of team that has the talent, right? So if they just don't lose ACC games, they could still make a run at the end if they get. But now I don't think so.
I mean,
I
they're
don't. I
what are they,
don't.
1-3?
Yes, they're 1-3, but more importantly, because they're not an at-large team anymore. You look at their ACC losses; they're now 0-1, right?
0-2. Georgia
Oh,
Tech. Georgia
oh
Tech
yeah,
and Syracuse.
yes. So 0-2. They're 0-2, and they still have to go play at Florida State, I think. So there's 3 losses, even if they don't lose any of the other games, because they really don't play a tough schedule. I think Florida State's the only one left. Obviously, they play South Carolina at the end of the year in South Carolina, but that game doesn't matter in that sense because they lost it last year. Because there's the best I can see them going is 5-3. They get it together, and I'm just not going to get them in the ACC title game. So does Dabo leave this year? I don't know.
Well, depending on how Bama goes, if we start sucking it up, he might leave and come here, which would be scary because I don't know about him now. I mean, I do. I know he's a good coach, but it's still he has to embrace the NIL. Like he's gonna have to. Like you just have to as a coach. And I know he did better about it this year, but he's actually gonna have to do it like fully because that's the new thing now. Like everyone's NIL. Like sorry about it, but
Mhm.
yeah, let's go ahead. Man, my voice just cracked. Let's go ahead and go into the pickums for this week. First
I will
one,
say real quick, Iowa did look good. I'll give Josh some credit. Iowa did look good. They play,
Rutgers.
yeah. Um, I did a prize pick and it was both the kickers and I almost hit it. It was I didn't know what to bet on. It was Friday night. I needed to
Yeah,
put a prize pick in. Yeah, I'm ready for picks if you are.
yeah, definitely. This one's a Friday game, which is Florida State at Virginia. Over under 60 and a half. Florida State minus 6.5. Virginia's 3-1. Obviously, Florida State's 3-0. Florida State hasn't really played anybody since they've played us, but I'm gonna have Florida State covering the 6.5 points at Virginia. I think Florida State actually is a good team. I think the Gus Bus is actually making that offense work. I mean, they put up 60 and 70 points, and Castellanos, whatever,
Castellanos.
he's going to be a Heisman candidate. He will be.
It's a really good college quarterback.
Hmm. I don't know much about Virginia, by the way. I just know they're 3-1. I don't know who they lost to. I want to say it was a Big 12 team, maybe.
hmm
Was it?
UVA?
Yeah.
They lost to NC State in the game that wasn't technically an ACC conference game.
Okay.
I like Florida State too out to cover. If you don't want to touch the spread in this game, the over under 60 and a half, I would probably hammer that. Virginia doesn't have a defense. But their
Mhm.
offense is not awful. So I expect them to somewhat keep up. But this could, like, Florida State's probably scoring high 30s.
Mhm.
So low 40s. So really all you need is a 2 or 3 touchdowns from Virginia. So yeah. Florida State 6.5. I do love the over in this game.
All right. Next up, TCU plus 2.5 at Arizona State. Arizona State came out over under 54.5. By the way, Arizona got their win against Baylor. I think we actually squad rated Baylor last week, and I didn't get to watch any of the game, but I know TCU is actually still undefeated, and they have their quarterback is at Hoover.
hmm
He had the furry allegations at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I think he finally beat the furry
He
allegations.
did. He did beat the allegations. Um, man, I'm actually gonna go Arizona State minus 2.5 at home. I think they're gonna be able to handle it. Good QB. They looked better last week. I know they lost to Mississippi State, but I think that was just a Mississippi State thing. They got a big win, and that's all that it is. They just kind of pulled it out. But I'm gonna go Arizona State to cover the 2.5.
Not touching the spread. I like the over.
Yeah,
I like that over. What do we have the over at?
54.5.
I like the over. Both those teams don't really play defense.
There you go.
So a lot of scoring. Um,
Next up,
I don't necessarily know, like, both these teams are kind of bipolar-ish. I know TCU's undefeated, but I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of variance in that, so I don't necessarily feel comfortable betting on a spread, even 2.5. Um, I'd probably just say screw it and take like a money line at that point on TCU if I was going to bet. But I just take the
oh,
over 54.5.
yeah, whenever I do, I rarely actually do like covers. I usually just do money lines and chalk
hmm
it up.
Yeah.
Um, unless I'm picking the underdog, then I'm gonna pick them
Well,
to
yeah,
cover.
cover. Yeah.
Next up, Notre Dame minus 4.5 at Arkansas. Arkansas had a big lead last week against was it Tulane or who was it?
Arkansas lost to Memphis.
Memphis, excuse me. Yeah, Memphis. They
They
were
were
up
up 28-10.
Yeah,
Like with like 10 seconds or 15 seconds to go in the first half. Gave up a bomb. There was a big fumble in this game.
second big fumble in two
By the
games.
way, I've completely taught myself out of a lock. I don't know why I thought that, or a sneak. So I had to find a new sneak because I initially was gonna. Yeah, no, I can't do this. Notre Dame's got a really good offense, and Arkansas struggles against really good offenses. Their defense sucks. They'll be at home. They'll score. They'll probably hit some big trick play, and Petrino will have them rolling. But I think Notre Dame will be covered. 4.5.
I'm gonna hog ride this week. I know they lost against Memphis and they shouldn't have. Well, I say they shouldn't have. I mean, it was an upset, but they're gonna have something schemed up. It makes me think they're maybe looking forward to Notre Dame. Like he said, Taylor Green, they're gonna have something schemed up offensively to get some big plays going, probably some trick plays. Seems like every year Arkansas gives someone a close game, and I think this is it. I think they're gonna knock Notre Dame out of the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if your team is a playoff team in contention, you will be pulling for Arkansas in this game because Notre Dame still has to lose again.
By
And
the
I
way, I'm
don't know
taking
how many,
Arkansas to
huh?
cover, not like plus
Yeah,
one.
I got you. I mean, I think you were dumb if you did that.
Yeah,
Which you are kind of dumb, but
that's true.
mhm.
Um, USC minus 6.5 at Illinois. USC still undefeated. Illinois obviously got the beat by 50. I mean, there's no way I'm picking Illinois after that. I don't care. I don't think. I don't think. I mean, they played horrible. I mean, they beat Duke. They didn't look good. Just got killed by Indiana.
Mhm.
I think USC covers the 6.5. I said there might be my
It's
maybe
a
not sneaky,
it's
but
a
they're
decent
coming up.
spot for a bounce back, but but I don't like maybe like a first half bounce back. They might stay in this for a little bit, but USC's looked pretty good this year, like you said in the last pod.
Hmm.
So I'm not touching Illinois the rest of the year. I will. They're like on my Nebraska list, the do not bet list.
Yeah.
If I bet on you and you lose by like 60 points, I'm never touching you again.
uh,
And I know Nebraska didn't, but Nebraska just made me not want to watch football for 10 years.
yeah, that was a horrible, horrifying looking game by Nebraska against Cincinnati. Is what you're talking about.
Yes, in the week one.
Yeah, Indiana minus 7.5 at Iowa. 48.5 points is the over under.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it is. Iowa put up points last week, and obviously Indiana did too. I am very, very tempted to do it. Like just say Iowa, like take Iowa, but like as like money line for a bet. But I'm going to take them to
Yeah,
cover. I'm
me
taking
too.
Iowa to cover. Good defense typically, and the offense has been looking better. And obviously, this would help my first prediction of my bracket. So hey, let's do it.
Yes, I like Iowa to cover here too. I also weirdly, I don't know why I'm over unders this week, but this is probably the highest over under a Iowa game has had, 48.5. So I kind of like the under too. I'm not picking it as my pick, but I do kind of like the under.
They're worried about Indiana putting some points up. That's why after what they just did.
Yeah, I know, but Iowa's defense is way better than Illinois'
Yeah,
defense. But Iowa covers. I am also halfway tempted to say the money line too because it's a 2:30 game, but like
it's at Iowa.
from whatever, from what I've seen, it's tough to play there. So give me that home team to cover. Indiana probably seeks out a win somehow, game-winning field goal or something like that. 6-3. Just kidding. But I wouldn't be shocked.
No, definitely not for an Iowa game. Next up, Taylor Thompson. I'll start it off. You in this one. Auburn plus 6.5 at A&M. 52.5 is the over under. I'm gonna give Auburn. I'm gonna give them another chance. I'm gonna go plus 6.5. I think A&M X isn't as good as Oklahoma, and I think Auburn. First road game, not first road game. Excuse me, big road game last week. It'll have them prepped up. They know they need a win. Jackson Arnold's this
Er,
defense isn't as good as Oklahoma, I don't think. Um, and he'll be able to find a little bit more run room, which is going to help them a lot.
Their first road game. I'm not trying to down Baylor, but they had like 20,000. We traveled pretty well to that one. We didn't get that opportunity at Oklahoma. Taking Auburn to cover, I don't know if they're going to win or not, but I do think they're going to cover for two reasons. Um, A&M struggles against the run, stopping the run. So I think Auburn will be able to do what they wanted to do to start the game. I mean, that's another thing that annoys me about the Oklahoma game that I didn't even get to. Jeremiah Cobb, I'm gonna ask you this. This is what should frustrate you kind of with the play calling. Even though I didn't hate the concept, but guess how many yards Jeremiah Cobb? He had 60. Guess how many carries he had?
Like 6.
Yes. And also like the lack of check down routes when like our strategy was to go over the top, which it was there. He just missed
Did
the
it a
throws.
couple times.
But you got to have check down routes, we barely did. And if you don't have check down routes, every third throw you're going to get sacked if that's what you're trying to do. So yeah, hopefully if we're trying to do that in that game, we do this. But I like to see us get back to the run. Um, Defense will get tested. I mean, Marcel Reed looks really good. A&M looks more like a throwing team, just like Oklahoma. Auburn's only allowed like 35 yards on average or rushing yards a game or something like that. So it's like number one in the country. I know that. So the rushing yards for A&M might be tough to come by, but they'll probably get some passes off. I'm not picking Auburn to win, but I think they cover 6.5. The under, I don't hate the under either. It's 52.5.
Mm-hmm.
Like Auburn games don't have that many possessions. So
Mm-hmm. Uh, Next up, LSU plus 1.5 at Ole Miss. I'm going LSU. I think Nussmeier. I think they put some points up, and I think the defense keeps playing well. I do worry about their offense some. Obviously, they haven't been looking too sharp, but Ole Miss allowed a lot of points to Arkansas. Obviously, Arkansas does have a good defense. Excuse me, does have a good offense. Sorry, yeah, not that.
yeah.
Um, so LSU plus the 1.5. I think they go into Oxford and get a win.
So you're under the impression that Lane Kiffin's daughter is giving LSU the playbook.
That's right.
Yeah. What a week to
Undercover.
become public.
That is hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm not downing it. Like, good for them. Like, just saying, like, that's,
Imagine
I
Ole Miss
mean,
wins
maybe
by
like
like 30 and they run it up.
wait a week. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, Ole Miss is going to cover this for the reason that Alex said at the end. I don't trust their offense. Their defense will play. It'll be the best defense Ole Miss has played this year by far, I think. Um, yeah, because I mean, we were talking about Kentucky. Okay, the next one would be Kentucky. So, Ole Miss looked pretty good against Tulane, by the way, because we all really like rode Tulane. They won like 45-10 or something like that. But yeah, I like that. Their two quarterbacks they got. They look really like they always have quarterbacks there.
Mhm.
They'll hit the throws. It's a home game. They've last few years they've gone back and forth. The home team has won this the last few years. So give me Ole Miss. Kind of sucks for Ole Miss that they've scheduled this game the same weekend as Georgia, Alabama because they didn't get a night game.
Yeah.
It was never going to happen. The SEC was never going to put a game on ES. I saw Ole Miss people saying they wanted the game. Why not just put it on ESPN at night? Completely stupid for ratings wise. They're not gonna put a big game, the second biggest game on at the same time as Alabama, Georgia. So just bad luck in that sense. I don't really think I saw a couple conspiracy theories that they only give LSU night games and they give when they go on the road, they give them day games, but no conspiracy theory here. You just game of the week. So
100%.
kind of
100%.
sucks that you got lined up there. Maybe a
But
little bit more confident if it was a night game, but
yeah.
Oxford gets crazy, man.
Oh yeah,
They'll be
Oxford. That's a good home.
they'll be loud.
Yeah, good home environment.
Hmm.
Next up, Ohio State -8.5 at Washington. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know much about Washington. Um, I know they're undefeated still, but I have Ohio State covering. I have them covering 8.5. I don't know much about Washington at all. I just know Ohio State's really good. So
I don't either. And I mean, this week is really good top heavy. It's but like the middle to the bottom is not. So it was hard to get enough, like just going behind the scenes here, get some picks. Like I struggled with that to get, I think I ended up with 11, 13 for a second, but I took two off. Me either, but I think, I think I'll take Ohio State to cover. I mean, 8.5 is only, it's not that hard to cover that. It can still be a competitive game and they cover that 8.5.
mhm,
Um,
yeah,
so yeah, Ohio State. I mean, yeah. I would like to see Smith get involved a little bit more against a power conference team. He's not really doing that. Quite honestly, he's not looked like the best wide receiver in college football this year.
Jeremy Bernard has.
Cam Coleman. I truly do think Cam Coleman is the best wide receiver in college football. I
There's a
wish,
debate to be had.
yeah, I mean, and we'll see. It's
Most
early.
consistent has been Bernard, actually. Like,
Yeah, no, Bernard has. Cam's played tougher games to this point,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
y'all are about to even that out with
We'll see.
Georgia
We'll
and then
see.
the mighty Vanderbilt fighting Commodores.
Oh man, yeah, we're about to have a rough.
They're gonna be undefeated going. They play like Georgia. No, they beat Georgia State last week, and then they play like some other smaller school this week. So they'll be like 6-0 or 5-0 coming in Tuscaloosa.
I know.
Yeah,
GG. I don't want to. Okay, we'll talk about that when it comes.
that's a tough after you
Our
just played Georgia
our
too.
dad's coming back to town.
Yeah, right after the Georgia game. Anyways,
Yeah. Next up, excuse me, Tennessee at Mississippi State -7.5. Over under 62.5 points. A lot of points right there. I would take the under because I just think that's a lot of points. And SEC games, I think will be able to slow each other down enough. But I'm still going to go Tennessee -7.5. Obviously, Mississippi State. They beat ASU. Good win, but I think Tennessee's a really good team this year, and they'll cover 7.5. They'll probably. I think I had this like 34 to like 17 or something like that.
they'll play with their food for a half or 2.5 quarters and hit a couple big plays. So I agree.
Gotcha.
Um, kind
Uh,
of a weird matchup you don't normally get to see. Like, I mean, because with the new schedules coming out, we're gonna get to see a lot more of those. Auburn got absolutely hosed one year. I think we play at Alabama, at Georgia, at Florida, at
have a
LSU.
bad one too.
Yeah, in one season.
Hmm. Um, Next up, Arizona plus 6.5 at Iowa State, both undefeated, I believe, right?
You're right. So this is why I put it on there because it's a big game for the Big 12. Um, what's the line again? And it's at Iowa State, correct? It's at Iowa
Um,
State.
yeah, Iowa State, Arizona's plus 6.5.
I give me Iowa State to cover just because they're playing at home. Their Iowa State is the true like they can't even they struggled with Arkansas State on the road, but I think they play so much different at home. So I take Iowa State.
I'm also going to take Iowa State here. 48.5 is low. I would definitely take the over for this one.
Hmm.
But Rocco's been pretty dang good this year, and I haven't watched much of Arizona, so I don't know too much about them. So give me Iowa State. Let's go to Oregon and Penn State. Oregon plus 3.5 at Penn State. 51.5 is the total. I'm going Penn State. I like the home team in this one. And I know that Penn State hasn't covered, but they'll cover this one because they're going to win like by 6 or something. It'll be a good game though. Penn State's a tough place to play though.
Hmm. Yeah, give me so you took Oregon,
I took Penn State.
you took Penn State. Ah, it's too tough, man. Night game. Right, it is the night game. They didn't get that big noon kickoff. Yeah, give me Penn State cover the 3.5, right? Is
Three
it
and a
two?
half.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, last up. Alabama plus 2.5 at Georgia. Taylor, I'll let you. The over under is 52.5. I'll let you.
Man, this is really tough since they've moved this down to 3.5, 2.5. I was gonna take Alabama to cover 3.5. I think I'm still gonna take Alabama plus 2.5. Um, I just don't. I've never until they can beat them in the regular season. I mean, I don't believe it. Give me Alabama 2.5. I think they go down there and win. This is
Taylor.
just strictly because I'm not jinxing you. I feel like for my picks, like every time I've ever picked or bet at a Georgia Alabama game, I lose because I take Georgia. So, and every
Uh,
time I think there's no way Alabama's going to win this one. Like the last time I did it was the year that y'all end up making the playoff, the year that you beat the shit out of them when they were number one. Um, yeah, give me Alabama plus 2.5. I'll let you go and talk some strategy game.
yeah, I mean, the thing I look at with this game, obviously, I saw Tennessee against Georgia, and I saw how they moved the ball. And I've seen Alabama play nobody teams. I'll say that nobody teams recently, but I've seen how he moved the ball. I've seen Ty Simpson throw the ball really well. I know we're getting Jam Miller back, which is going to help our offense a lot. I know we're getting Keenan back, which is going to help our defense. But I also did see. Look at here. Hold on.
Who's in?
Where's he at?
To Max?
No, there. Look at him. There he is, Josh. But when I look at hello,
Hold
sir.
on, boys.
No, we
We
wrote you off.
we
Josh is
are
here.
we are in the middle of talking Alabama, Georgia.
Yeah, we're at the
Fuck,
bottom of
you
our
guys are
picks.
fucking moving.
Yeah,
Jesus.
we moved pretty quick. I mean, we
It's a
started at 5, so
it's
Oh,
a
did
hard.
you? I
Yeah,
was
we
hoping you
started.
guys would hold it half hour since I
mm-mm.
wasn't
Well, we
going.
were going to, but then Max
Right.
was like he couldn't. So we'll let you go back through and
Yeah.
talk
Let
about.
me let me keep going though. I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
yeah,
Sorry,
yeah. Sorry,
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 sorry.
sorry.
Oh, you're good. But so now we're getting Jam back. We're getting Tim Keenan, but I saw Stockton. I saw how he threw the ball, and I know he's got some good mobility on him. He kind of actually reminds me of Castellanos. So this one for me is going to come down to turnovers. And one thing I'll say is Ty Simpson has not been turnover prone. He hasn't thrown an interception yet. I don't want to be the jinx. Um, in Georgia,
Why would you say that?
yeah, that's the one. Georgia didn't get a lot of pressure, and if they can let Ty get some time, then we'll be. I think we'll win this game. Obviously, I'm a Bama fan. I'm gonna take Alabama to cover, just naturally. But I really do think that if we can force a turnover or two, I think this will be huge for us. Special teams are going to be key as well.
I think this is the first time in like 25 since 2000 that Alabama and Auburn are underdogs on the same day.
Mm.
Kind of weird because Auburn's sucked the last 4 years. But
I just showed you guys why I was late. I think it's a pretty valid reason to be late.
Josh, I mean, hey, go ahead and tell us what you think about the Bama Georgia game.
Bama,
Oh,
Georgia.
I saw what you said earlier, like in your lunchtime line. So
Yeah, lunchtime lines, man. I
hey, I
mean,
defended you on lunchtime lines, by the way. I saw somebody they keep saying that they're locks, and I'm like, they're
they're
not
not locks. Yeah,
locks.
they're not locks. They are they're lines.
They're lines. They're
They're
not.
lines I'm going to take, but they're not locks.
I mean, fade them if
Legally,
you want to. That's your own interest, but not. But it's not
I've
locking
I've
these games for
I've
the.
gambled at 62% over the last 2 seasons. So fade me if you fucking want. Guys had 2 bad weeks that followed 3 good ones. So
Well,
shoot
you're
me.
probably dealing with somebody that bets like one or two games like every other week. So he doesn't consistently do it. So he thinks, oh, one bad week, you just lost all your
Yeah, I
money.
only put out 20 bets a week. So like
Yeah.
percentage of large numbers, it's gonna work out.
hmm
Yeah, Alabama, Georgia. Especially in Georgia, I just don't think Alabama has it this year, man. I honestly, I don't trust DeBoer anymore. I just don't. Like,
Okay.
he can't get the team ready the way Nick used to be able to. So,
Okay. So real quick, so you're taking UGA.
yeah, I'm gonna take Georgia.
Um, we're gonna go through these real quick, Josh, and like on ones that I want, or you want to give big input, you can. Like obviously, like Iowa and stuff. But if you just want to give me your take real
Yeah,
quick.
well, I'll do like a quick recap if you guys don't
yeah, go
mind.
Yeah,
ahead.
go for it. Go for it. Because we kind of didn't talk about it. I joked that we don't talk about Iowa on this podcast, but
Iowa looked really good. We had offense for the first time in a long time. The defense is not the typical Iowa defense, which is honestly worrying me. It's really worrying me coming into this week
you
right
can
now.
tell in
So,
the over under that they're kind of afraid of it.
yeah, I mean, once I get to that, we'll talk more about it. I'm just trying
Okay.
to pull up my bets from last week. Sorry,
Yeah, you're good.
give me 1 second.
You went 6-6 in our pick 'em.
Yeah, Texas and Army, North Texas and Army had a hell of a fucking football game. I don't know if you guys watched that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Can't say I did.
Utah, shocking. Not really surprised that they lost, but shocking how they lost. Not even close. Not the typical Utes defense. UNLV, what an electric 11 o'clock kickoff. I don't. Did you guys watch that one at all?
I was keeping tabs on it just because I wanted to make funny off for being the only one to pick Miami, Ohio, and then I got screwed on the
Dude,
hook.
I turned it off. I'm like, oh, cool. Sucks to be me. And
I
then I
mean,
get a
it's
text from
the
Tyler.
9 a.m. thing.
Yeah. Well, but I get a text from Tyler. He's like, yeah, UNLV pulls within, a touchdown and then gives up a kick return and then throws a pick six and then fumbles. And I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
And that was in like the third. So, um, Tennessee, I mean, I gave a recap on that on Monday's lunchtime lines. Tennessee looked decent. They were at 39 at many different points and could never get that next stop slash point to get it over. And then they gave up 1 or 2 late touchdowns to make it to where it really wasn't close. Tulane got smacked in the mouth. Coastal Carolina finally woke up and learned how to play offense. That one hurt. Not gonna lie, I thought that was free money. Um, Marshall took care of Middle Tennessee State like they should have. WKU looked good. No
Only one
notes.
loss still.
Looked good. Miami did exactly what I thought they were going to do against Florida. No shock there.
A little slow, but they pulled away. They were never in doubt, but just
Yeah. I guess I didn't bet Clemson. Who'd Clemson play last week?
Syracuse. That's
Oh
the
yeah,
game
they
where
looked like shit.
they got
Yeah,
their
they looked
ass beat. They
awful,
got their
dude.
ass beat. Hey,
And
I got to shout out the this Syracuse coach. Man, his passing game is elite. His route trees and stuff like that because he just pulls quarterbacks from everywhere and they turn out really good.
Yeah. Baylor couldn't hold on late against Arizona State. That was rough. Illinois, I'm sure you guys shit on them.
Crazy.
Oh,
Jesus,
I
how
put them on.
embarrassing.
I put them just on that one result because it was so bad on the Nebraska list. I will
Yeah.
never bet on them again.
How embarrassing.
Insane.
Wow.
No, I was telling Alex, I was like, got like really drunk and didn't watch. And then I just looked at my ESPN app the next morning and it was like 63-10. I was like, what the fuck?
Like never at one point were they in the game. Like when the game started, it was over.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
I don't want to see the player stats. Show me what I want to see, damn it. Do you guys know? Oh, there it is. Yeah, Wyoming just gave up too many points in the second quarter for Wyoming to drop their bet. That kind of sucks. I didn't watch a single second of
Max
that game.
loved that.
Yeah,
Max,
shouts out.
Max got
He
it.
got like what hit for 200 and something bucks.
220. Max hit a
Good for
220.
Max. Shout out. And then Hawaii wins a game that at halftime was 7-9, and after the first drive of the second quarter was 2-0. They didn't win, but they covered the 2.5. So love to see that. That's my recap of everything I gave out last week. Let's see. Touched on Miami, touched on Illinois, Indiana. Oklahoma, you guys got fucked. Auburn got absolutely fucked. That was crazy.
We talked about it. I actually, believe it or not, have more of a problem. Like I'm not I have more of a problem with not knowing the rule, but I'm more frustrated with the overturning the fumble. Because
Yeah,
I feel
no,
like that's the automatic 10-point
they
swing.
got
Like I
y'all
guess
coming and going is how I've been
yes.
talking about it all week. It's like they got you
Like
guys at the front end by taking that away, which is crazy.
because I'm not even
Um,
saying like if they wouldn't have called it a fumble on the field, I wouldn't like sit here and be like, okay, I get it. But how long are they gonna overturn it?
yeah, the dude clearly had the ball and clearly punched. Did they call it a no catch or a fumble or a
They
no
called
fumble?
it they called it an incomplete pass.
That's crazy. I guess. I mean, I guess I didn't look at it that long. It's been like 5 days since I looked at it. I'll look at it again, but that's probably a horrible call. And then the fact that the FCC had to come out after the game and say they fucked you is
Yep.
crazy. Um,
Sorry. We
and
gave him a touchdown that you should have got. You lost by a touchdown. Sorry,
sorry,
guys.
sorry. Yeah, and then Iowa looked really good. Gronowski figured out how to throw the ball. I think a big part of it is Moulton's back. I said that numerous times. Thank God he's back by the time we got into Big Ten play. But where's that Iowa defense? The
Hopefully it
Iowa
figures out.
defense is bad. It's bad.
Y'all are gonna have to figure it out, or it's not gonna be good for y'all.
Yeah. You guys want me to run through these games that you have listed?
Yeah, just run
Yeah,
through
go
them. I
for it.
just got a
Because
text
I
from
was in there. Yeah, go for it, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Especially because I'm doing NFL stuff right now, so I can have my record. So take your time.
I don't know much about Virginia this
Greenhorn.
year. Does anybody know anything about Virginia?
Virginia's got a decent offense, and the what did I take the over in that game? Honestly, Virginia's got a decent offense, but their defense sucks.
Yeah, I'll take Florida State. Florida State's, I mean, they're ranked for a reason. It's not preseason anymore.
Side note on that game, the over under 60, and I don't hate that.
I would
Florida
probably
State might put up 60 on their own. The past two games, it's been 70 and 60. Obviously, they're nobody teams.
against spit-ons.
Yeah.
Arizona State, TCU. It's hard to fight momentum here. Give me the furry. I'll take the Horned Frogs. I'm horny for it.
There you go.
Notre Dame is all the way down to 4.5.
Yeah.
I'll take Notre Dame at 4.5. I'll take Notre Dame.
I'll take it too because I was before on the show. I said it was.
I mean, Arkansas just lost to Memphis.
On my before this, we were started recording. I told Alex this is gonna be my sneak, and then when we got to the pick, I said I can't do that.
Taylor literally started going through it in his head. He was like, "Hold on a second, I'm taking Notre Dame."
USC Illinois. I don't know anything about USC, but I will fade Illinois at this point. Jesus.
That's what we said.
Iowa, Indiana.
Do you want to save that one for last?
It's in. I'll save it. Yeah.
Yeah, do that last. That's you can just go through the rest.
Texas A&M, Auburn at Texas A&M. That's a rough one because, like, are the boys pissed or are they defeated? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like if they're absolutely fucking pissed, I'd hate to be an Aggie on Saturday. But if they're just defeated, like that game against Oklahoma is kind of like the Bears losing on the Hail Mary last year in Washington.
It's a lesser defense.
When they were 4-2. It's like it changes the entire season.
Their defense isn't as good, and most importantly, their run defense isn't as good. A&M's.
In Aggie land, though, I'll take A&M by a ton.
God.
Honestly, if it was 7.5, I might flip. But, and I hope Auburn proves me wrong. I really do. LSU at Ole Miss. This doesn't feel like enough. Like it feels like the wrong team's favored in this one. I'll probably put a lunchtime line on this one tomorrow. Give me LSU plus 1.5 or money line. It doesn't really
So
matter.
you also think that Lane Kiffin's daughter is giving LSU the playbook? Have you not
No,
seen
I
any of that?
don't.
You haven't seen
I have
it?
seen
You
that,
see
but I
that?
don't think that's what's happening. I think LSU is just the better football team.
I'll go
They're
ahead and tell you
supposed to be
this.
national championship contenders for a reason.
Y'all are all riding on that, and I took Ole Miss because I just don't trust their LSU's defense.
Valid.
I mean,
Washington,
offense, not their defense. Sorry.
Ohio State at Washington. It's a big travel for the Ohio State boys, but 8.5 isn't enough for what's probably the best team in the country. Especially against Washington. They did smack the fuck out of Washington State last week though. So shout out. Uh, Especially because said that could be a trap game. Tennessee at Mississippi State. I still don't think Mississippi State's good. Sure, they upset Arizona State, but we're still calling it an upset with how bad Arizona State is. So give me Tennessee minus 7.5. Arizona at Iowa State. Wow, this is an important game. Holy shit. Oh, have I ran? No, you guys did Alabama, Georgia, so we're still good.
Yeah.
What time is the kickoff?
It's later because I did these in order to kick off.
Is it late or just
Well,
it
I think
like
Alex might have
6?
switched my order around, but they were. Did you look at the doc,
It's a
Alex?
7 p.m.
Okay. If you
So
look at,
we get Jack Trice at night.
yeah.
Fucky things happen in Jack Trice after dark. Real fucky things. I mean, like bad Iowa State teams beating really good Kansas State teams, beating really good Ohio State or Oklahoma State teams, beating like powerhouse teams in the Big 12 back when Iowa State was dog shit would come into Jack Trice at night shaking and lose football games. Give me Jack Trice at night. God, I hate betting on Iowa State. And then I already gave my pick on Alabama, Georgia. Iowa, Indiana. I'm gonna take Indiana. The 7.5 I hate. Like for my bet, I will probably buy it through the 7.5 number. To be completely honest with you, I really hope I'm wrong because if Iowa wins this one, I don't think you can argue against them being ranked. Because their only loss is to a top 15 team in Iowa State. But we saw what Signity just did.
I went with Iowa. I'm just letting you know. I said y'all.
I hope you're right.
I said y'all do the thing.
I don't want to cover though. Like if I was gonna cover, they need to win. Like the cover doesn't do anything.
We took Iowa. I took Iowa too, and I guess I'm way off because I guess your defense. You're worried about their defense, but I was like, is this gonna be one of those games where everybody's expecting points and it's like 9-6 or something like?
It's in Kinnick. Anything could happen. Really, like Iowa defends the nest.
I wish it was a night game.
Yeah, it's a 3:30 kickoff, dude.
Which it'll feed into dark by the fourth quarter.
Shout out my girlfriend. She has to work all weekend, which means I get to sit on my ass, use my new smoker, and watch football.
It
sounds like an elite weekend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me the Hoosiers against my Hawkeyes, and I hope I lose this bet and the Hawks win outright, and then we'll be ranked in the top 25. And I think honestly, what's Iowa's schedule?
You have a good schedule.
We have Iowa. We saw Penn State. But I think that's it.
I think
you'll Wisconsin, Penn State, Oregon.
Nebraska.
Fuck.
You still have to play Oregon. Is it in Iowa though?
We have to play Oregon and Penn State, but they're both in Kinnick.
Damn, y'all got a good home slate this year.
Yeah. The last two like road games I'm kind of worried about are USC and then Nebraska on Black Friday. They're both away games. I don't know. Iowa's got to do some special shit. You know, if they would have beaten Iowa State, then it's like, okay. Yeah. If they beat Iowa State, then it's okay. You can lose 2 of these 3 to these top 12, to these top 11 teams and still be in the running.
Mm-hmm.
But with a loss to State, we have to steal 2 of these. I don't know if we can. But that's not what matters. This game is what matters, and I'm sure Kirk will get the boys fired up. Yeah. So Oregon at Penn State, boys.
We already did it. We went
to Alabama last.
Okay.
So we already did it. We both picked, just so you know, Penn State because
Penn State at home in a whiteout
at
night. Doesn't fucking matter. Drew Aller can't play football. He might have cerebral palsy and be clinically retarded at the same
You
time.
almost couldn't
It's
say that.
crazy. But yeah, fuck Drew Aller. I don't like him. He hasn't covered. He couldn't cover against who they played. Nevada, School of the Blind, and School of the Amputees. Like, he's bad. He's not good. If they're supposed to have two of the best running backs in the country, and they can't cover. They're supposed to have the best defense in the country, and they can't fucking cover. Like, fuck you. I don't like
Listen,
you.
we saw how the cover got handled one week, and let me just say, what a way to do it.
Yeah, Oregon's a lot better than anyone they've played all year. Like, monumentally better than
Yeah.
anyone they've played all fucking year. Give me some filler and I will find some bullshit. But I've been so busy this week I haven't had time to look for bullshit.
We can go and I know Max actually just texted me and he said he was going to be able to join in a minute, so he'll be here in a second.
There you go.
Taylor, do you already have? We can give our sneaks and our locks and let Tyler go into his.
Will you go first? Because I gotta find a new sneak.
Who the fucking lie?
He
Huh?
called you Tyler. You called him Tyler.
Oh goodness. My
You
bad.
called Tyler Taylor earlier. I heard you say it. So when you were talking
Yeah.
about him texting you. So
Did I?
yeah.
Shout out Taylor.
So my sneak this week is Cal plus 6.5 at Boston College. Boston College has a former Bama great. I can't remember quarterback something. I can't remember his name. But they're 2-2. They got beat by Stanford. Cal's 3-1. I know it's a long travel for them, but 6.5. I still think Cal will cover that. And then my lock is actually the Tennessee minus 7.5 versus Mississippi State. I think Mississippi State, obviously they beat ASU. ASU is not as good as they were last year, and Tennessee actually did really impress me. So I think they'll probably end up winning probably like 31-14, 31-17. So that's my sneak, and that's my lock.
So my sneak is Georgia Tech minus 13.5 again at Wake Forest. Wake Forest is awful. They will control the game. They'll keep the ball. They might not give up a touchdown. I'm dead serious. And I've changed my lock because I'm also less confident on this. And mainly this is just a fuck you to Illinois. My lock is USC to cover 6.5 against Illinois.
Do not hate it.
I hate them. If I take you and you like lose my bet by like 50 something points, I will never I hope bad things for you.
Dude, if I lose a bet on a favorite, even if it's a team I like, I instantly root against them. If you're not going to win my bet, fuck you, lose the football game.
Like they'll say that they're 5. I will say this. I did get like a weird feeling in my stomach when I woke up on Saturday, and that line when we did it on the pod, it was 5.5, and it had actually gone up. I was like, oh God, that's never great when the line doesn't drop.
Is Maxwell coming or not?
He said he was. I don't know. He didn't say when. So
look, we'll just if you just want to, whenever you get some, I can give you a preview for NFL picks unless you want to switch. You're gonna break this down into 2 pods.
yeah, I'll break it. It's gonna be 2.
Okay.
All right, give me 1 second. I'm almost done.
I
found 4, but I'm not
16.
quite to the end of the slate yet, but I almost am.
Oh yeah, how about Utah? We didn't talk about Utah at all.
Well,
Yeah,
he did.
Jesus, that's embarrassing. Like,
I was shocked.
I'm telling you, they don't lose like that at home, dude. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Texas Tech looks really good. They did at least.
Texas Tech looks crazy good.
I was flabbergasted.
Texas Tech's probably the favorite in the Big 12 right now. That was wild.
I think whoever won that game was. That was whoever won that game would have been.
I was shocked, dude. We're not talking South Carolina, Kentucky.
That was almost my lock. I can tell you that, South Carolina, but no. Why are we talking
about this bullshit? I mean, I lose that game by 1.5.
Oh, this
yeah, Josh,
okay. I got my bullshit.
You went 0-2 last week, by the way, sneaks and locks.
Womp womp.
And then me and you both went 6-6. Taylor went 5-7. Max went 8-4. Max is starting to take a lead on us. I'm pretty good.
I don't give a fuck about NFL.
We didn't have that. We're talking about
college. NFL. We're talking about college.
We did not have a great group picking week. It was like 25 and
23. I'm having a rough one. I'm having a rough season. Okay, I'm ready.
Fade Josh.
Yeah, fade Josh. Fade season fully on. 62% better, but fuck me. North Texas, we're gonna ride that cow against South Alabama, who looked like shit last week after looking like gods against Auburn. So they'll probably look great again this week, and this will be 3 weeks in a row. I've lost money on South Alabama, but minus 12.5 for North Texas. Baylor minus 20.5 at Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State lost to fucking Tulsa. Tulsa!
They fired Gundy.
And they fired, dude, shouts out Gundy. What a career.
Oh,
hell
Honestly,
yeah. Hell yeah.
went out awfully, but what a fucking career for Gundy. And
I
isn't
mean,
he only like in his 50s? He'll be back.
I don't know.
He
might want to go to an island for a few years.
Fuck it, why not?
Take this year.
UConn minus 4.5 against Buffalo. I don't know who's home and who's away in any of these games I'm giving, by the way. Maybe somebody could do some producing for the kid.
Hold on.
UConn's on the road, so Baylor's also on the road, and I think North Texas was also on the road.
North Texas is at home.
Okay, we got 1 home, 2 roads. Hate to see it. And then so it's UConn minus 4.5 against Buffalo. UConn has the second leading receiver in the country right now. Fun fact.
Wow.
I will give you guys infinite guesses to guess which the next one is, because I bet you can, because it's the same one I take all the time.
Is it the Army Eastern Carolina game?
No, I thought about it, but I don't know which Army team's going to show up.
Okay. The one that doesn't have what's his name? I'll know that for a fact. The quarterback.
Any guesses on this last bullshit pick?
Western Kentucky?
Yeah, fuck, of course.
Yeah.
It's Western
Yeah.
Minus 4.5 at Missouri State.
I like that one, actually. I do.
At Missouri State.
That's weird. They're playing at FCS school. Oh no, Missouri
No,
State.
Missouri State's Sunbelt now.
They
right?
just switched over. You're right.
Shouts out. Go Bears, Grizzlies, something like that.
Grizzlies.
Hey, there's Max. That
Where-
gives me time to figure out a lock and a sneak. Let's go.
Max,
Where-
real quick, Max. Now that you've joined the pond, we want your opinion on Alabama, Georgia this week. Like, break it down. Go for it.
I mean, I think it's definitely the biggest game of the weekend. This game's always seems to be an incredible game. I mean, I can see this game going a lot of different ways. Honestly, I can't really. It's hard to predict this game. I could see it being a low-scoring game. I feel like it's going to be a shootout, though, the way the defenses has looked. Georgia doesn't get much pressure on the quarterback. Neither does Alabama. So I think both quarterbacks will have time to throw. I really don't know about this one. There's so many ways it could play out. I mean, Georgia with the home field is gonna help them out a lot. I don't know. I'm excited for it though.
You take Bama. You think who's your pick?
I thought about this all day, and I really want to. My heart. No, my mind tells me Georgia. The probability is Georgia's probably going to win, but my heart lies with Alabama. So I'm gonna take Alabama.
Okay.
Same here. You kind of said the same thing I said. Like, the pressure on the quarterback is going to be the key to this game. And then also what I was thinking was obviously we're getting Jam back. That's going to be huge for us. We're getting Tim Keenan back, which is going to be good. It's going to be turnovers. It's going to be special teams, and it's going to be penalties. We cannot have our offensive line jumping off sides the whole game, and that's what worries me as well.
And I hear a lot of people saying, Alabama's got to run the ball. It's like we're not that team anymore that they want the 2015 Derrick Henry, but we're not that team anymore. We haven't been the past few years, and we had Jalen Milroe. He was our running back.
Establish the run, damn it.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. You don't have to run for 150 plus yards, but if we could average
4 yards.
4 yards a carry, and just get those 3-4 yards, on those early downs, and and hopefully maybe Jam can break a couple, 10 plus yards, and we can near 100 yards rushing. I think that would be perfect, and then the rest goes to Tide.
Jam is huge in our pass game too. He's such a good pass catcher. Like, a very good screenplay, like check down, like he's really good at that. So that should help. And he's also good at getting those chip blocks that our offensive line is going to need. So Max, I know you don't have the doc pulled up, so I'm going to run through these games for you real quick. Also, last week you had the best record again, so you're starting to pull away. You went 8-4. But Friday, Florida State at Virginia -6.5. What do you got?
Florida State cover.
Gotcha. TCU +2.5 at Arizona State. TCU is undefeated. Their quarterback beat the furry allegations. And Arizona State, obviously, they got a big win last week against Baylor. Arizona State's at home. What do you think?
TCU, I think they're a really good team. I mean, I think Hoover's one of the better quarterbacks in college football.
Gotcha. Next up, Notre Dame -4.5 at Arkansas. Obviously, we all saw what happened to Arkansas last week, and it was tragic because once again they had a big lead and then they blew it and then had a big fumble. The Notre Dame's favored by -4.5 and the over/under 64.5. What do you think?
Who did y'all pick on this one? I want to know.
What one?
Which one?
Arkansas, Notre Dame. I said
I'm
Arkansas.
texting
I
those
took
two.
Notre Dame.
I took Notre Dame.
This is Arkansas.
Josh,
Everybody
Josh,
took
I'm
Notre Dame?
texting you those.
So everyone took Notre Dame.
Not me.
No,
This is
Alex took
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
This one's. I've been thinking about this one all day too, man. I mean, both defenses aren't very good. You know, I'm gonna go Arkansas because they're at home. But you know, if they continue to fumble and turn the ball over, but the quarterback has looked good, so I think it'll be another good game though.
Next up, USC -6.5 at Illinois. We already spoke about Illinois getting the brakes beat off them and how awful they looked. All of us took USC -6.5.
Yeah, I've listened to some video, preview on this one today. You know, the guy was saying, this is a sneaky one where, Illinois looks so terrible and at home they come out and, play a lot better because they do have some good players on their team. But for me, when you get beat 63-10, I can't pick you anymore. So
That's
USC.
kind of what we said.
That is
Yeah.
exactly what we said. That Taylor put them in the Nebraska area. He said,
Yeah, if they had lost by a couple of touchdowns and were somewhat competitive, I'd probably take Illinois in this game, but I can't.
Yeah, Taylor put them in the Nebraska area. Said he's never betting on them ever again.
Yeah.
I mean, you 60 points you lose by. Fuck off.
And not even like 63 to like 30. Like they didn't even. I mean, they got beat like, an FCS team.
Like Alex said, 2 minutes in the game was over.
Yeah. Next up, Indiana -7.5 at Iowa. Obviously, Indiana is the one that beat Illinois, and Iowa looked good last week against Rutgers. I picked Iowa to cover.
Don't tell them who I picked.
Okay,
I wanted to pick without knowing that.
Gotcha. Taylor.
Yeah, I kind of feel like the leader is getting like you're just giving him the advantage by telling him what we picked.
Okay, I'll stop telling him who we picked. Well, you know who I picked, but you go.
7.5. I'd take Indiana, even though it's something in me tells me not to, but I kind of have to. They forced my hand.
All right, next up, Auburn +6.5. Obviously, we watched the Oklahoma game. We talked about that some. If you want to add to that, you can. But Auburn 6.5 +6.5 at A&M.
Give me A&M. I would feel a lot better about Auburn if Arnold had hit some of those throws that he missed. He's going to have to prove it to me that he can,
Well, one of them wasn't his fault.
I mean, but they didn't just stay in too high the whole game. Oklahoma did. I
don't think they ever went to too high.
I know. I mean, and he's got to show me that he can hit. And a lot of the throws too or the catches that Cam made weren't perfect throws. It was just, especially that one down the sideline. He kind of underthrew him. He had to come back to it and make a great catch.
It's kind of the frustrating thing. If he would have thrown those on the double, if he'd have thrown that type of pass on a double move, it's a touchdown.
I mean, he had a few touchdowns that he missed, and you can't miss those.
If you actually go back, the one that he threw to midfield, Cam had 2 steps on both of those.
Oh yeah.
But I don't blame him for underthrowing that one. Max, I agree with you just real quick, but they also have to give him, if they're going to go over the top all game, they got to give him some check down routes.
And Auburn's got to run the ball better. They didn't run it good against Oklahoma. And that's kind of what happened with Oklahoma. They couldn't run it, and they put the whole game on Jackson Arnold, and he crumbled under that. He held the ball. He got sacked 10 times. Half of them were his fault, just holding on to the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So it wouldn't surprise me if Auburn won. I mean, it's not like a shock or anything, but until Jackson Arnold proves that he can hit these throws, I gotta bet against him.
Texas
Yeah.
A&M has been struggling against the run, so that'll help them out. Next up, LSU plus 1.5 at Ole Miss.
2:30 game.
I'm gonna take Ole Miss, and I like the quarterback, Ferris State.
Trinidad
Trinidad.
Chambliss.
Trinidad is my dad. No, he's like I said, I've been saying the past couple weeks. I think he's better than Austin Simmons. He just brings a little bit more offensively to them as far as he can run a little bit. And LSU just on offense, they've struggled to run the ball as well. It hasn't looked great. I mean, they've won. Their defense is great. That's the one positive for LSU. But going on the road, I lean Ole Miss in that one. And plus, Lane Kiffin's daughter, dating Whit Weeks. He's gonna want to crush that guy. Probably gonna call a few crack blocks on him, get him out of the game.
Next up, Ohio State minus 8.5 at Washington. The over/under is 52.5.
8.5. Yeah, we'll go Ohio State. I really want to say Washington, but haven't seen enough from Washington yet to really make me jump on their side.
All right. Next up, Tennessee minus 7.5 at Mississippi State.
Tennessee. I like Mississippi State, what they're doing. They just don't have enough offensively to keep up with Tennessee.
Arizona plus 6.5 at Iowa State. Big game here.
We're 6.5. We'll go Arizona plus 6.5. I think Iowa State still wins, but Iowa State seems to know how to win these close games by a field goal or something.
Last one.
Oregon plus 3.5 at Penn State.
Thought about this one today too. I'm gonna go Penn State. I don't want to. I want to go Oregon, but just being at home, Oregon's looked really good, but they haven't played anybody. Remember that they haven't played a legit defense, and I think Penn State does have a really good defense.
Penn State ain't played fucking anybody either.
No, but I mean, when you're coming to Penn State, wide out, home game, it's tough for their quarterback to come into.
On a serious note, if you're going to bet Penn State for real, please buy the hook down so you don't lose money on it.
On the field goal.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, I mean, we
Did he
covered
pick?
all.
Did he pick Notre Dame before we end this?
Arkansas.
He picked Arkansas. Okay.
I hope you're right. I hope Arkansas wins outright, so we don't have to think about Notre Dame for the rest of the year.
That's what I kind of said. Like, regardless who you pick, if your team is somewhat in playoff contention or you just hate Notre Dame, you really don't want Notre Dame to win this game because they need another loss.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And even then, they're still going to try to shoehorn them. So they need this loss. Then we need Arkansas to be really bad.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I mean, I already gave my locks. I gave my sneak.
They did too.
Taylor did. Josh, you find one?
Yeah, LSU plus 1.5. Wrong team's favorite in that game.
I switched.
And then
That's your lock.
Yeah, and then I'm taking WKU as
Okay.
my sneak. 4.5.
Max, you have a lock or a sneak?
Let's see.
My lock was Tennessee at Mississippi State, and my sneak was Cal plus 6.5 at Boston College. Taylor, who'd you have?
I did Georgia Tech covering 13.5 as my sneak, and USC beating Illinois by a touchdown.
Let's see. My lock is gonna be crazy, but Virginia Tech plus 9.5 at NC State. You go back and look at records, especially in the NFL, of teams with their coaches that was just fired. They usually win the next week.
They play last week.
Just saying.
I think they had a bye week. That's why they fired him.
Oh.
And then my sneak will be Tulsa plus 15.5 at home versus Tulane.
Yeah, I didn't like how Tulane
hate
looked last
that.
week. I didn't like how